Hello, everyone. Hi, my name is Faria Khan, and I am the Communications and Marketing Manager at Makpar. And today I am very excited to be talking to one of the co-founders of Makpar, Mushtaq Khan, who also, full disclosure, happens to be my actual dad. So hello, Mushtaq, and welcome to the blog today.
Hello, Faria.
Okay, we're really excited to talk to you today. We are celebrating 15 years at Makpar this year, which is a big deal for a small business. We're very excited. So we're going to talk about your journey to building the company. My first question for you is, can you please tell us about Makpar overall and the history of building this company?
I can, and I will. So, actually, my early part of my career and the majority of my career was spent in large commercial space. I used to work for what used to be called computer companies in the past, and when my wife didn't want to relocate when we made it to Northern Virginia, so I looked for other options in the area and did a turnaround search company. Got fired with my boss in 2 years. Uh, Tried a startup, not as a founder, but as a chief operating officer. Ran out of money, and kind of default in the DC area used to be consulting. So in some ways, I fell in government contracting, consultant with some friends. One thing led to another. And that was really the germination of how Makpar was formed.
Okay, that's great. You really make it sound like an exciting, all of a sudden you fell into government contracting. But it's I would say it's more complex than that, isn't it? Because you've been with some of the same clients for 15 years, right? So can you talk to us about how you build a relationship with a client that lasts this long?
Well, first thing is, as I told you, that my previous background was in the commercial space. But in the end, it's human beings who are your clients, whether it's commercial or government. So, of course, I was very comfortable working with people, and that is what I carried over to the government space. I had to learn on the job how the government operates, the regulations, the directives, the compliance requirements for government are much more stringent than it is for private sector. So all those things I learned on the job. But customers are customers. In the end, if you understand what their desires, their goals, their commitments, how they will be successful, it's really common across. So you don't really go out to build a relationship. Relationships happen. So first thing, when you are in the consulting business, you need to be a credible consultant. Now, how will you be a credible consultant? You can't go and say, hey, I'm here and I'm credible. You go and you deliver consistently, you excel at what you deliver. And that credibility is like a bank balance. It kind of emerges and you gain more and more credibility. Of course, in the process, you use your skills, you use your innovation and other methods to achieve the client's objectives. And once you are credible and you are consistently successful in helping the client, that starts building trust, which is the foundation of any relationship. So you're credible, you're trustworthy, and now the client can bring you into their more important problems, and you help them, you understand the space better, and that really leads to customer delight. Customer delight is earned. You cannot buy it. You cannot emerge and suddenly be delighting customers. It's something you really hard work and consistent delivery and credibility and resilience is the cause.
Okay, wow, that's really good. I like that answer. And yeah, you mentioned one of our core values, which is customer delight. We've been at the IRS in particular for 15 years. Do you want to speak a little bit about some of the successes we've had at the IRS, working with them for the past 15 years?
Yeah, there are now many successes, so it's difficult to choose which ones are your favorite. But I will start with the first experience I had with the IRS, which was the Treasury Inspector General, TICTA, had some findings in the area of disaster recovery. IRS, they identified some gaps and they had some findings. So we put together a team when we first, 15 years ago, started working at the IRS to figure out a way of specifying what all the gaps are in the IT arena. I was working for cybersecurity as well as enterprise operations at the same time. We created a methodology of prioritizing these gaps from a business impact perspective. We also created a methodology of what would it take to fix those. And based on the priority as well as cost, we were able to start knocking out some of these gaps for the government. So that was an excellent 2.5 years spent kind of improving the IRS's disaster recovery posture, so to speak. So, and then because of that credibility, our team was approached by the cybersecurity associated CIO at that time. And he came in and said, Congress is pushing the IRS to go online, provide more and more online applications. We need you to develop an enterprise security framework, which will allow us to do that. So that became what we internally called e-authentication. And we went from developed a proof of concept, demonstrated it successfully, and then created with one application, went live in June 2014, and that was very successful. Scaled it to millions of users, many applications, and then this technology started getting old. So we then worked with the government to put together the modernized version, which is what the IRS is operating on, which is called SAIDI, Secure Access Digital Identity. And during the process of this journey, which was over 13 years or so, we really earned, our team, the government team we supported, earned several commissioner awards, which are the most coveted IRS awards, few service to the citizen awards, and other operational excellence and other awards. So it's very proud moments for our team to see the agency we love and support. I don't love the IRS when I'm paying my taxes, but definitely love and support do so well in the area of IT arena.
That's great. Okay. Yeah, we love that. I mean, we've had a lot of experience. And something that really brings folks at Makpar together is a love of technology and wanting to deliver that excellence to the client. And something that I think really encapsulates that at Makpar is our internal innovation lab, which is our research and development arm. So can you talk a bit about our commitment to technology and advancing innovation for the government through the innovation lab?
Yeah, it's a kind of a difficult challenge because when you're operating in the government space, it's a very locked down space. So you cannot just bring in any software, any technology to test. There's a whole deep process to allow you to do that. But on the other hand, when we are trying to experiment with something, for example, when we started getting involved with ServiceNow and we wanted to bring it in, we brought into the lab very quickly some AWS instances and started experimenting and training and learning about it. We have done the same with the low-code tool besides ServiceNow for test automation. We have also started doing that with artificial intelligence, things like that. Now, why do we do that? It is to make our teams more knowledgeable and learn from those experiences we're having in the lab itself, so that we can create proof points and messages for our government clients, make recommendations and so on. So the innovation lab is a very important part of Makpar, not only because it keeps us at the cutting edge, but also because the government acquisition process is changing. Code challenges and shootouts, so to speak, are becoming common. And if we have people in the lab, then we don't have to lean on the billable people to do that work, and we can get our lab folks to help in that arena.
That's great. That's great. So a big part of Makpar's mission is technological advancement for the government and innovation. So which leads me to my next question and my final question for today. Can you talk about what the future holds for Makpar in your eyes?
Before you can talk about the future, you have to look at a little bit of your history. And I'm not saying we are the most successful small government contractor out there, obviously not. But we, in our own measure, in our own mind, with our goals in front of us, we have been very successful. And that success has enabled us to make the investments like the Innovation Lab and other, bringing in, putting a team together, and investing in bringing in more skilled people to the company. So with all those investments and the skilled team we are building at Makpar, I look at it as a very bright future, not only for us as a company, but for our clients, because we have more ability to bring our clients more knowledge about the experiments, the learning we have had with various kinds of technologies. These days, cybersecurity is always under challenge, and it's under more challenge now because of the artificial intelligence and the opportunity for the bad guys to do more harm. So, we all have to step up our game. So that is an arena using artificial intelligence in making your agencies more secure. The other arenas is customer experience, making the whole experience of the end users for our agencies easier, more intuitive, lesser figuring out what to do and then spending more time on doing it. So if we participate in what is important to our customers, what is important to the agency's commitments, these 15 years we've been at the IRS, let me tell you, IRS is constantly modernizing. Now, has it finished modernizing? I don't think we can ever say yes to that, because it'll never finish. It has so much technology, so much legacy infrastructure, but there is a constant effort to modernize. And these last 15 years have flown by so fast because we are all so busy helping IRS achieve its modernization goals. So the future is very bright for Makpar. Hopefully some people who we are trying to recruit are listening, and maybe some customers are listening as well. The future is very bright for the customers we support as well.
Amazing. So one thing that's special about Makpar is it's actually a family business. So you started this with my mother, your wife, and now some of
Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, just so you know, I wasn't sure if you're aware. My parents started the company, and now you do employ various family members, and also some of our other employees that aren't related to us, we've hired their family members, and we're a very family-oriented business. Can you talk about building a business that is surrounded by family and work-life balance, and why is that important at Makpar?
That's a question I have to contemplate as I respond. So first things first, right? There are all kinds of businesses. So I see people who are very, very good at what they do go on forever as a single person company because they are content, they earn enough, they have a good lifestyle, and they are adding value. So that's one way to do that. And when I fell into government contracting, at the IRS actually with some friends. I at that time was not thinking that I'm forming Makpar and this is the vision and that's where the company. Makpar was just my billing vehicle at that time, and it is really your mother, my wife, and the co-founder and CEO of Makpar, who used to every year we used to travel to visit our respective moms back home in Pakistan, and she would constantly say, "Okay, what if you fall sick? What's going to happen? How are you going to scale beyond yourself, etc., etc." So she was asking me all these tough questions. So one maybe couple of years, I responded saying, "Okay, if you're serious about this, you have to quit your job and join me, and then we will become serious about the company." And actually, I didn't know what I was saying, but it so happened to be true because one person can only do so much. When Seema joined me in 2015, she took care of all the back office. We set up the company to scale. We create payroll, you name it, all the things, benefits, everything you need to do to consistently pay people if you employ them. And then my part was the client side, the engineering, the solution, and so on. So that's how the two of us divided the workload. And then as we became more successful, we needed more management depth. And I wasn't really planning to make it a family business. I mean, it became one when Seema joined me. But then we went to Kamil, who's our oldest son, your brother. And Kamil was a lawyer, so we were already using him as a legal kind of contractor for us, for our contracts. But we said, hey, we need your help with management. So, he came in 2017. Kamil's wife, Farah, our daughter-in-law, came in to help with HR. Faria, who I'm talking to, would-be comedian, needed to pay bills more reliably, so she became the Makpar communication and engagement and amazing contributor to Makpar. So this is really the family business evolved. And then when we used to have an employee, I won't take the name just to keep that private. He used to be so laudatory about his wife. So it so happened when he left the company, I hired his wife. So you hire people if you can, but of course now with 130 plus people, obviously you have to hire people cold and more. As long as you hire better people all the time, people better than you, I think you are on the right path.
Okay, that's great. I love that. And I just want to ask you, because a lot of companies say, hey, we're like a family, and that's not always true. But at Makpar, we try to treat all employees as if they're a part of our family because we are working with family. And that means integrity is a big part of the culture. Can you just talk a little bit about how integrity and family values work together?
So let's go and approach it two different ways. So first, having worked for large companies, and every one of those companies is not the most EQ conscious company in the world. So that you get good managers, you get bad managers. So I had so much experience of really, really good managers, people who inspired you and motivated you to do your best, and some real idiots on the path through my career. So I definitely knew that I don't want to treat people like the idiots I had come across. So I knew what not to do. I had to learn what to do on the job. And I think if you hire good human beings, they want to be treated well. And you want to treat them just the way you want to be treated yourself. So that's a simple formula. Now, integrity is something, and I'll tie this to the family business as well. So as a professional, when I started working in Wow. I started working in 1977. I used to work very, very hard because I would say, even though they were paying me pittance compared to today's world, but they used to pay me something. So I had to deliver value. That was my modality. So integrity is really built in every person. Everybody wants to do that. So as long as you use that as a guiding principle, I think you will be more successful than not. So integrity is really germane to everything we do. We got to have integrity. Now, it doesn't mean that there are tough times we haven't, we have faced, and we had to make some hard decisions. As long as you do everything with integrity, I think you're on the good path. So certainly we expect integrity from us to our associates, as well as the other way.
That's a great answer. Thanks, Mushtaq. And as a father and as a business mentor, you've definitely taught us that integrity is the most important thing that we have. So thanks for teaching all of us that. And thank you for taking the time to talk with us today on the Makpar vlog. It was very exciting. Thanks everyone for listening. And hope you guys
My
all
pleasure
have.
for you.
Thank you. Hope you have a great rest of your day, everybody.
Thank you.